So this is David Harrison Grice of the Grice Report, and tonight I'm bringing you something that's very upsetting to me as an educator. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about comes from USA Today. Apparently, ICE is kidnapping children. This is a very serious topic. So USA Today is reporting that teenagers and children are being kidnapped by ICE as part of their raids. So they're being swept up in the enforcement actions along with their parents. In one particular instance, there was a fourth grader who was detained with his parents during an immigration hearing. So an immigration hearing, for those not yet familiar, when somebody comes over to the country, they are going to be going for all these different hearings and meetings, and this is going to be their pathway to citizenship. So when you hear about somebody who's been arrested at an immigration hearing, it's because they are doing what we want them to do to gain citizenship. They're doing everything right, and we are still going after them. According to the report, we have had 5 young children so far whose lives have been destroyed by ICE's kidnapping. In any other circumstance, anybody who kidnaps a child would be going on a list. Why is ICE not on a list yet? So while there have been no reported raids yet on school property, we've had some reports of raids that have taken place on school grounds like parking lots and daycare centers. We know that they're willing to go into healthcare centers. So this has a lot of teachers on edge because a lot of teachers, they're tasked with protecting the children in their classroom. It's actually a legal responsibility of a teacher to care for the children in their classroom. How are they going to care for the children in the classroom when you have masked men with guns barging down the door to take everybody away to a foreign country? You simply can't. ICE actually kidnapped and deported a 7-year-old girl in New Orleans with her parents, but with her 4-year-old brother, who has cancer and was receiving medical treatment here in the States. Now, they are all U.S. citizens, the children. They don't deserve this kind of treatment. It's pretty devastating to actually see this, and it makes me a little bit queasy because I work with kids and I don't want to see my children go through this. So if you're liking what you see tonight, please make sure to like, subscribe, and down here we have an email address, thegricereports@gmail.com. I'll be putting it right here down below me. Please send us an email with any tips, leads, or any story requests. We're always happy to engage with our followers. So let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell, and let's talk about Epstein. I know this has been on everybody's minds lately. So the first thing we want to talk about is NBC News reports that Trump said that he is allowed to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. He has been building this up for a number of weeks. ABC News is reporting that during Maxwell's meeting with Blanche, who is the Deputy Attorney General for the Department of Justice, she was granted temporary immunity, meaning that she can't be prosecuted for any of the crimes that she admitted to during those 2 meetings. Now, I've cross-referenced this a little bit, and I was able to find a story in the New York Times where they're basically saying that Blanche, who's the deputy AG, is really not going after any new leads. They're not trying to figure out anything new about the case. So they believe that this is extrajudicial. This is occurring beyond the purview of traditional law enforcement. Whatever the case is, we're going to be keeping our ear to the ground because we need to not stop talking about Epstein. He's in the files. We know it. We need to get it out to the public. This is David Harrison Grice, The Grice Report. Signing off.